Skillfull Hands and our co-presenter Leroy Odedele every Wednesday from 2:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. on Facebook, YouTube at Aloore Radio. Skillfull Hands every Wednesday from 2:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. on Aloore Radio. It promises to be impactful.
Iṣẹ́ lóògùn iṣẹ́, ọ̀rẹ́ mi ò múra síṣẹ́, tòróhùn mo bá fòun níṣẹ́, dandan ni kò kéré ẹ̀ lọ́la. Ohun tó máa jẹ láyé dánwọ́ rẹ̀ ọmọ má máa yan ìyànkúyàn o.
Ọmọ mi, má máa yan ìyànkúyàn.
Good afternoon, viewers. You're welcome to another edition of Skillfull Hands, proudly sponsored by Ibadan Vocational College. I am your host and presenter today, Taiwo Adeyemo, also the proprietors of Ibadan Vocational College. You are welcome to this edition where we have a very interesting topic for discussion. We'll be looking at the hospitality industry. With me in the studio today is Mr. Olufemi Falibita. He is the chairman of Institute of Hospitality UK Nigeria region. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
And also with him is Mr. Feyishayo Ilori, who happens to be a mentee and also the admin officer of the institute. You are welcome.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Today we are looking at the hospitality industry. We are promoting employment amongst our youth, and we are looking at this industry and also looking at the opportunities that we have in the industry. So can you briefly tell us what you do at the Institute of Hospitality?
Thank you very much, ma'am. Hospitality is a core operation skilled industry. So what do? We have actually evolved significantly since 1938, and we celebrated our 85th year of skills training and professional engagement last year. 85 years of pedigree, of distinguished professional image, in the industry. So we are proud to say that we are the world's leading professional award-winning membership body, based in the UK, but it's global in nature. So I represent the Nigerian region of the industry of the Institute of Hospitality. Well, our vision is very, very straightforward. Our vision is to ensure that professionalism is inculcated in our industry. There are a lot of gaps. Maybe when we speak on, I will sort of attend to that, the gaps that are in our profession, in the industry, and how does IOH is for Institute of Hospitality, attend to those gaps. What do we do about those gaps?
You're welcome. And Mr. Feyishayo,
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like you to briefly tell us, you being a mentee, what exactly is your aspiration in this industry?
Okay, so as a mentee, I joined IOH of recent this year, and I've benefited a whole lot, going through the training process and also being paid as a staff too. And also I'm also working in line to be an associate member. So there's a whole lot of benefits. But my passion also is cooking. Wow. Yes, I want to be a chef, and the benefits IOH brings to us is, to me personally, is massive, because once I get that, certificate, I can work anywhere in the world, not just Nigeria, anywhere. It's an endorsement that is, it's accepted everywhere. So those are the benefits I'm on. And IOH has also, I've also benefited a lot in terms of the trainings too. I've been I've attended trainings, and I've known there's so many things I don't know. I didn't know before that I know now. For example, the screwdriver. Yes, but I wouldn't want to go into
Is
that.
it cooking
Just go ahead.
instrument
Just
as
go
well?
Yeah.
The screwdriver part of the cooking
Yes,
instrument.
so I went to a restaurant one day. I asked the waitress that, do you know what a screwdriver is? She said, is this the one you use in opening? And I had to laugh and say, okay, so I know this, and this person doesn't know it. But yet I'm a trainer. Sorry,
So what
I'm a
is a
trainee.
screwdriver?
So it's
Okay,
so I do want us to tell them that now.
Please, you can just let it out of the bag.
Right.
Enlighten us, please.
So I feel if we tell them it's more like opening the let them come in, since we're open for membership. Then we get to.
It's a cocktail, by the
Yes.
way.
Well,
So you can get the cat out of the bag.
well,
Okay.
Yes,
in
yes.
our own vocational school, a screwdriver is used mostly by the electricians. So that is what the screwdriver is.
The screwdriver
Anyway,
is
in the
the
hospitality
cocktail.
industry,
It's vodka
means
and
some
orange.
means something
Cocktail,
completely different.
yes, totally different, yes.
Wow. All right. That's nice to know. Okay. So now you were talking about gaps in this industry.
Yes.
Okay. So what exactly does IOH do to bridge this gap between standard and practice in Nigeria?
Let me first of all say that the hospitality industry entails work in hotels, guest houses, airlines, tourism industry, destinations, accommodation places, and the services that guests will receive in those places will be benchmarked against the kind of services they receive elsewhere in the world. So it's a global industry. So we can have a Nigerian standard and a Ghanaian standard or another kind of country's standard.
Okay.
So the standards are being put together that will have a world standard, and that's it. So it's a professional standard. Now I'll put it this way. So what do? We enshrine in our trainings. We have what we have membership benefits. One of them is the CPD, that's career and professional development. In the seminars and trainings and webinars that we do, a lot of these skills and standards are being taught to people. I will tell you that we found out that students, let me say graduates that are finished in our educational institutions, they are ordinarily not employable. Very, very sad fact. I have had the privilege of interviewing people, and we found out that somebody who wants to be a manager, for example, or a supervisor in food and beverage services, could not recognize a cutlery, could not identify what is this cutlery used for. So those kind of gaps are in there, and it's an indictment on the whole process of training and education in the industry. And of course, so we have been advocating for a kind of situation whereby training is kind of given at all levels, whether it's in the schools, at educational institutions, or by consultants, or in the industry themselves, at a particular level where everybody recognizes this is how this is done. For example, we said, and that is what we are looking at this year in IOH Nigeria region, we said that professionalism, as we want to define it now, so professionalism is playing the game according to the rules of the game. I mean, if somebody is playing football, if you foul in the
box,
you're going to get a penalty. Same in the hospitality industry. You cannot just do things anyhow because this is it doesn't really matter. No, you have to follow the rules of the game. As a housekeeper, you want to get into the room, you have to learn how to get into the room. That's the process, that's the protocol. Knocking off the door. How many times do you knock the door? Do you identify yourself, housekeeper or housekeeping? What do you say? What do you do? Do you listen for the guest to respond before you, or do you just go in with your key and open and then you start having issues? That's the same thing, food and beverage service, you're serving people food. Somebody wants a steak and they say they want it medium or medium rare. And then you just say because it's Nigeria, no, they've got to have it burnt or overcooked. No, it has to be medium rare, and there is a process and protocol to it.
At least, even if we've been to parties where they're passing trays over the head of the
Absolutely.
of the guest, and then stretching your hand right across the table to serve people. Wow. Well, it's going to be very interesting getting all these things corrected
Yes.
in the industry. So, as IOH, you say you offer training. What are the services? The
Okay.
other services?
All right, we offer relevant membership services to our members, such as accredited training. You know, trainings are accredited. That is, it will be accredited by Institute of Hospitality UK, and that brand, if you have it, I mean, it's number one. It adds status to you as a person. Exactly, as a professional. And of course, we also do what we call development education. We have CPD, that is career and professional development. We also have an international network of knowledge sharing resources, which is e-resources. You can access it on the internet if you become a member. And for us in Nigeria, we decided that we are going to tackle the issue of youths, young people, becoming members of the institute and having access to professional training, because catch them young. You see, the problem is exacerbated if somebody has been practicing something for 25 years. You know, they have experience.
They have learned
wrongly, and they have been practicing it, and then you're now trying to retrain them. That's a bigger problem than when you catch them young, and then you show them the right way to do it. And by the time they are, so we are looking at young people becoming members of the institute. Wow. You know, student members, and we're going to really push that this year. Student members of the institute, and they become associate industry members, and finally they can become professional members.
Wow, that sounds really interesting. And I'm sure we have quite a lot of young people out there. Ibadan Vocational College has been pushing for employment or acquiring skills. First, we are trying to get our young people to acquire skills so that they can be self-reliant when they have opportunities outside their straight core field of study. Last week we had a young girl who is aspiring to be a medical doctor, who also is an artist. And now we have Mr. Fuyishayo here, who has a passion even in cooking, and he wants to be a chef. We are encouraging our young people to get a skill so that they can be self-reliant, especially where we have a very high level of unemployment amongst our young people in the nation. We are also trying to avoid them getting into all the societal ills, which is very prevalent amongst our young people. So to this effect, Ibadan Vocational College, the Institute of Hospitality, and our number one cafe in Ibadan, Cafe Chrysalis, we are all coming together to have a training, the first of its kind in Ibadan. It's being hosted by the St. Louis Girls Grammar School at Mokola, Ibadan. And we are also excited about this program. This is also being sponsored by the Old Girls Association of the 1986 sets. They have put in so much to make sure that this training comes out even great. So, can you just tell us a bit of what we should be expecting at this event?
All right, we collaborate with organizations in IOH to raise the standard of professionalism in the industry. So the expectations are that the students, the trainees that come there, we understand they can be up to about 100 or so. Yes. That's not a problem. That they are trained the correct way of how to serve properly, you know, in a function, in an event. So so they're going to be, giving what we call a crash training in skills, how to pick up plates, how to serve from the right, clear from the right, See, I'm just
Okay,
giving you some.
okay.
Because
Right.
you have people say, no, you pick up the plate from the right and you clear from the left. That's not like that. Go through the professional processes and ensure that people are seated correctly at the table. Ensure that they have the etiquette that is required for service in the industry. There's a level of professionalism that is expected. How do you speak to people? Even your own personal, looks and appearance, and your hygiene, you don't want to come in there and then people wonder what is going on, there's something smelling around the corner. You understand what I'm saying? So, those are the things we're going to teach these young children, young students and trainees to be able to appreciate professionalism at the rudimentary level and basic, so that in those 2 days, by the time they step out of that training, they will have acquired skills enough to become very good basic professionally trained hostesses.
Okay. Now, this training is coming up on the 8th and 9th of April at St. Louis Girls Grammar School, Mokola, Ibadan. I repeat, the date is 8th and 9th. This training is open to our young girls. It's a girls' training. Some boys have asked, can we come? Sorry, this particular training is for girls and young ladies. Ladies at the colleges of education, polytechnics, university, even people who are serving. Ladies who are in the profession, but it's specifically for young ladies, and we are also encouraging girls from secondary school from the age of 14. We are encouraging them to come. We have 100 slots and we've already taken 60. We have quite a limited number left. So we're encouraging our young girls from secondary school, SS1, SS2, our SS2 students are writing exams. Whoever is interested should contact us on this number, 0816 510 7378. I repeat, 0816 510 7378. This training is hosted by Ibadan Vocational College. Now, we will be having the training at St. Louis, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be full of activities, and we are going to be acquiring a skill. The Institute of Hospitality, UK, Nigeria, ably represented by Mr. Femi Bita, and another facilitator from Lagos will be at this event to really teach us, train us on how it is done. Yes, we might not be able to learn everything about the industry, but yet we are going to be getting quite a handful from them. So is there anything else you would like to say to our viewers, Mr. Feishayo?
Okay, so as it's a catch them young.
Yes, I want you to encourage our young people. We are going to have this event for men also, for young men, but for this one is for ladies. Yes. But what will you say to encourage our young people who are out there, unemployed, just waiting for something to give it?
Yeah, I believe even the Bible says that God has blessed us with the works of our hands, and everyone has a skill. But just that you need to know how to discover that, and this is an opportunity to discover your skill. So once you come for this event, you learn a whole lot, because the government is not going to provide the job. You have to look for the job yourself. The job is there, but creating that skill, that career path for yourself is what is important. And at this young age, if you're able to achieve that, using myself for example, in 5 years, I know where I'll be in this hospitality industry. And so for the younger ones, you should know where you'll be in the next 5 years once you come and be part of this. This is an opportunity for everyone. So I urge you that, come and show your creativity.
Okay,
yes.
By God's grace. So, Mr. Falibe, please, I would like you to speak to our audience, especially the young ones, to their parents, to encourage them in acquiring a skill. This might not be the only skill, but what would you have to say with
Yes.
respect to vocational education and the career path.
Oh yes, I mean hospitality is one area. In fact, I can give you statistics, but I won't want to waste your time. I mean, on that, is the highest. I want to mention in particular this particular training that it is endorsed by IOH Nigeria region. It is endorsed. You get a certificate, and that certificate